here is actually a pamphlet from Pet Food Institute, and it discusses what dogs are allowed to or not allowed to eat. So some of those items are right here on this.
Yeah, thank you.
Now you guys could add this to your journals. So this is something that you can carry home, and I have a number of resources here that you're going to put in your journals. Your journals, you'll take them with you. I want to review them nonetheless, but you all get to take them home and have them for life. And so this pamphlet here just presents some of the core. This is actually from you guys.
Yes.
It presents some of the different ecosystems in the Bahamas. I don't know if
they're actually going to see the mangrove ecosystem as well tomorrow there.
So it just aids your presentation at the moment.
Yes.
Mine isn't necessarily a question.
Okay.
But like an observation. What I noticed is like we grow up learning that take care of your environment, keep like clean up after yourself. But I think it gets to a point where you're actually hearing so much that you know what is right, but you hear so much you just think it's something normal. For example, if somebody say, make sure you clean up after yourself, you don't hear this a million times. Yes, we know that. But the thing is, I feel like when explaining the environment, about cleaning up of the environment and conservation, it has to be like more appealing. They already hear it a million times. But they don't actually enforce it.
Yeah.
So like you have to come with a different approach, to like, because it's just like you already hear this, you already know this, but they don't do it.
Yeah. And then some things, it's either, in my opinion, some things are just inherently clean. You grow up learning how to clean up after yourself and keep your area clean. Whereas there are others who they simply don't. They hear it, it doesn't mean anything to them.
Right.
Until it affects them in some way. That's where we came to when we mentioned value, right? Something that you value. If they would have to find value in their environment and in their home first to understand and make that connection. So even as it relates to this here, these pamphlets here, the first one here is the coral reef, right? That's a part of one. That's a part of the water ecosystem. What is an issue with coral reefs that we've had lately because of global warming? Coral bleaching, exactly. So what does that even mean? The waters are what?
Too hot.
The waters are too
hot. The temperatures are dropping. Well, the temperatures are rising actually.
Yes.
And it's bleaching the corals because they're not used to that temperature. They're used to a certain type of temperature, what allows them to be in a symbiotic relationship and do actually and stuff.
And pretty much we know that the coral reefs are made up of marine wildlife, right? The warm waters are slowly but surely killing those marine wildlife. And because of that, that's killing the coral reef in itself. Coral reef is a living thing, right? Over time, there's something called bleached corals, and that is a major problem because coral reefs are home to so many different types of animals. Yeah? So we have the mangrove ecosystem. If you turn over, you're actually going to see the different types of mangroves when you visit tomorrow. There's black mangrove, red, white, and buttonwood. All of them. You've heard about mangroves before, right? Yeah. So you will see those tomorrow as well. 4 species. One of them, we call it a mangrove associate because it's not exactly a mangrove, but it has some features of the mangrove. Okay, so you've got to look at all of those things. Mangroves are important, right? They're important to our what? What do we call it? Our coastal lines, right? When we have storms or floods or anything of that nature, they are a major part of keeping a lot of keeping flooding down, protecting the coastal lines and things of that nature. And so what happens is when we develop so much, which we know that Luther is developing in a substantially fast rate. Even when you go on the mainland, you'll see that. A lot of the things they're not taking care of, and they're not replanting. It's one thing to develop an area, but you also should replant it. Thank you. Oh,
that's what I need. That's what I need.
Nice. So let me tell you some of the birds.
I didn't want to switch what you was doing, but I just wanted you to see.
No, that's okay. Because they're pretty much finished with this. I have an activity, so I wasn't sure the age range and, you know, that kind of thing. So I had it, but you have papers and everything. You had an activity for you guys to do, which is to create a poster. To create a poster, yeah.
Please, yeah.
Yes. So I'll go over. Let me explain the instructions for the poster first, and then I can briefly go through this, and I'll actually tell you some of the birth